data showing not only that the poverty rate increased last year at the highest rate since the early 1990s, but also that the number of uninsured rose in 2008.
All right, now the issue of whether that includes illegal immigrants. The president again promising that his health insurance plan won't cover them. No wonder why people are confused, because they are going to be included in the census. My next guest is not confused on this. He says that illegals are covered in this huge health care bill, whether the president knows it or not. I'm talking about Andrew Napolitano, our senior judicial analyst. Judge, how can that be?
The president knows that the federal law requires that whatever health care is made available must be made available to citizen and non-citizen alike, and under non-citizen to lawful resident and illegal resident alike. We know this because in the state of California, they recently enacted a proposition. That's a vote in November. That's not a law by the legislature. That's a vote by the people, which sought to bar all social services to illegal aliens. And two federal courts threw it out, and the Supreme Court decided not to hear it. So it is clear that it is the law of the land.
But healthcare, emergency room healthcare, but you're saying by extension what he's talking about as well?
If the federal government has a federal option that makes health care available to any American that wants it without having to pay for it directly, say where they pay for it through the taxes of others, they cannot restrict that only to citizens. So when the president said last night, this is not going to go to illegals, and the crowd roared, and the congressman from South Carolina said, you lie. I don't know if the president lied, because I don't know what's in his heart. But I do know that the money that he will make available through this bill, if it becomes law, will provide additional funding.
And they cannot not be included.
Correct. For
and Max Baucus, the judge in the Senate, is saying he'll have measures in there to exclude illegals. You're saying, right?
That would be found unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, not on the basis of statutory law, but on the basis of the Constitution, which says to the Congress, if you provide benefits for one class, you have to provide benefits for everybody.
You're a lawyer and very good at this stuff. I'm not. Are you saying that we are constitutionally obligated to cover people who are here illegally?
If we cover everybody. If we don't cover anybody, then we don't have to cover the illegals.
But it would be against the Constitution if we gerrymandered or cherry-picked.
Correct. It would be against the Constitution if Obamacare became law and it only applied to citizens. The courts would force the federal government to make it available to non-citizens alike, and the president, who once lectured at the University of Chicago Law School, must know that this is the law.
So if Joe Wilson had instead said, you're misrepresenting what appears to be reality, it might have been better.
I would think the Republicans would have applauded him, even though it's weird and rude to interrupt the president.
Is it?
It happened last night, and we're all talking about it.
Yes, we are.
I don't know what was in the president's heart, but I know he should know what the law is.
Judge, thank you very, very much.
You're
Just
welcome.
a reminder, all day tomorrow, Fox is going to have live coverage from Ground Zero to commemorate the 8th anniversary of those attacks. Can you believe that? Remember this. Then Chief of Staff Andy Card interrupting President Bush to tell him what happened. Famous shot. Andy Card will be joining us. We will also have Dick Grasso, who was running the New York Stock Exchange that day.